I've been collecting rocks for years. Every time I travel, I seem to pick up a rock, and I always wanted a rock tumbler because I saw one as a kid. But I finally saw one that seemed to be reasonable. It was like at a Harbor Freight, and it was like $50 after discount coupons. And other rock tumblers seemed to be between $200 and $400. So I thought I'd give it a shot. But I found out quickly why it was so cheap, and then figured out what was missing from that rock tumbler and to make it better. So this is the basic unit. It sells for about $50. Got the local Harbor Freight. It has 2 3-pound drums for a total of 6 pounds, and it looks just like the Lorme, wherever the brand is. I've had it for about a month. You can see it has the 2 rubber drums that sits in the cradle, kind of spins along fine, but you can quickly see what the problem is with the unit. Basically, as the thing spins over and over again, you've got these little cheap plastic tabs that run to keep the barrels from sliding. And you're supposed to be able to adjust these things back and forth like that. But if you look super closely, these tabs start to file away, and the actual drum, the knobs, start to chew into the metal like that and like that. They start to rub on the steel. You can see that or not, which makes the whole process start to chew itself up. These come through like that. Since the thing is tilted just a little bit, it goes downhill, 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 and everything rubs. It starts to grind, and that creates this problem here. So there's 2 problems that you have to figure out. The grinding, everybody complains about that little nylon thing. That's their solution to the stop, which really isn't a solution if it files these tabs away. And the other one is friction. When it chews this stuff up, this motor overheats, and people return it for dead motors. So those are the major complaints I've seen. So figure how to get around those 2 problems. Okay, so the first problem is going to be this friction, because these tabs, these little plastic tabs, keep these barrels from touching the metal. But they're lame because obviously if it's tilted, they're going to spin and rub against the stuff, make all kinds of black plastic, and wear that little tab down. So probably the first thing you need to do is to figure out how to get this thing level. So we need this thing to sit on something that has leveling feet. That's the first thing. The second of all is to kill that plastic tab. So anything else rubbing against it is still going to wear down. So we need something to push, let this thing rest on with little friction, will never wear out. So kind of a getaway solution. I wanted to use like something with a bearing, but something laying around. So we can do something like this and let that roll on the roller skate wheel. We should all be set. Same that goes with this side. There's the same kind of tab here. That, I don't know if you can see it. That's wearing out also. So you put roller skate wheels on both sides, or ideally, I guess, to have it tilted so it always kind of rests on one set of wheels if it's going to migrate. Also, if you make it adjustable, because you don't know if your ground is level or not. So, and there is the frame working. The fan underneath, cooling the thing. And this has been running for several months. It's a little bouncy out here because I've got it on this Black & Decker thing just to shoot the explanation. But in there it's kind of bolted down and it's nice and solid on the workbench. I'll show you that in a second. It's just a little grittier. You can see the leveling feet here. and see how the leveling feet are different on each height. And you can see there is a clear difference in the distance of the barrel as it rides on that roller skate wheel. Much space that the two barrels take up if you wanted to do one run. If you wanted to do one run, it'd be nice to have all the space taken up. The barrels themselves cost $50 to $60, and this company doesn't make a 6-pound barrel, or it stops like about from here to here, so I decided to make my own. So I'm looking at a way to make one single barrel. This stuff is rubber, probably grips better, so it may or may not work if it's a hard material, but anyway, so this stuff is, we measure it out, these standard guys here, these Harbor Freight guys, they're exactly 4.5 inches wide. Which is pretty convenient because standard PVC is also 4.5 inches wide. It's hellaciously expensive stuff if you get the white stuff. The white stuff is used for pressure. It's called Schedule something. Maybe Schedule 5. I don't know. I'm not a plumber, but this stuff should be fine, but I don't know yet if rock impacts are gonna hurt the material or not. But the goal is to go ahead and that out to make a piece that fits in here to replace as one big tumbler and get all that space back that's in between these two pieces and make it watertight. So with this was about $7 I think for this piece. Obviously too long. This has to be cut exactly 9.5 inches or less to fit in the standard Harbor Freight dealio. So so I got two other things that came with it. One is a plug that'll cement in place. This doesn't look like the same material, but I don't know. It's called a test cap. To me, it means light or fragile, but we'll figure that out later. So it just pops right in place. All right. And the other piece, which is the most impressive piece that goes on the other side, is this thing. It's called I don't know what it's called, but it's made by Tomcat, and it's called Rector Seal. It's kind of a gross name, but whatever. It's called Rector Seal. Anyway, so this guy slips right in here. We'll cement that in place, hopefully watertight, and then this piece actually unscrews. So you load our rocks in there, screw that shut, cut this thing down 9.5 inches, and that should be it. My only guess is that rocks are going to slide in here and not tumble because it's not as grippy as the rubber. So maybe I'll ABS some pieces of scrap in here to help tumble the thing like a washer dryer, but we'll see.